we're having some electrical problems around here. We have half of the valley is out of electricity. Steve is home because the park is one of those places that has no electricity right now. So I just figured I'd let you guys know in case we lose the electricity here, which is entirely possible, unfortunately. So we are going to work on our bird suncatcher because I did get the red birds yesterday. And so I hope to get that one at least finished today. But, excuse me. Anyway, like I said, half the valley is out of electricity. They sent Steve home because the park is one of the places that has no electricity. He said it was real eerie. He went to go to work and crossed the bridge that's about maybe a mile or two from us, and from there on out there was no electricity at all the way up to the park. It was pretty bad. So I don't know. And I know that south of us is out of electricity. We had a lot of wind and we've had a lot of trees come down on the power lines, so it's pretty not great, so to speak. So I'm not sure if I turned the volume up today. I better check that and turn it up. No, I didn't. Okay, hopefully you guys can hear me, have been able to hear me all right. Hi, Cynthia. Because I did forget to turn my volume up. It is up now. Hi, Brandy. So anyway, if we lose electricity here, hopefully we won't, but it's just a little warning because we could. It's been a rather weird week so far. So, hey, Deborah. So we're going to get our suncatcher down from where it's hanging, and we're going to, since we got our birds, and we're going to get to work on finishing it up. And today, so let's go ahead and do that. We'll turn down here in a few moments and we'll get started. For those of you who haven't been here when I started the suncatcher, come here, baby, though I think most of you have been. This is the suncatcher we're talking about. We've got yellow birds in the center, blue birds in this section, and now we've got red birds in our final section here. But we had ran out of the red birds due to because I put 2 in each strand instead of just 1 because of the length of it. Hey, Heather. And so I didn't have enough because I'd used them earlier in a different project. So we're going to, since I did get the red birds from Big Box Bargains yesterday, we are going to finish this up. I needed at least 2 more red birds to do so, because I only have 1 on this far strand. So we needed to put 1 more bird here, and then as we come together, we put a bird in the middle here. See how we have it here in the blue one, and in the yellow one there's a yellow bird in here as well. So we needed those 2 red birds in order to finish this off. So we did get that today, or yesterday I should say. So we're going to put that down on the mat. We're going to get that finished today. Excuse me. Morning hoarseness. So yeah, it was a little disconcerting at 7 o'clock when I heard my husband come back in because he leaves for work about 6. And I'm like, what the heck? And he said they sent him home because there's no electricity. So it was definitely a different sort of scenario up there today. So anyway, we're going to turn down and get to work on our bird again. So is everybody ready to turn down? Let's see, we have it. Hi, Gloria. And Sid's on. Wow, we got people showing up. That's cool. So yesterday on our members live, we made 3 sets of earrings using the little wood resin pieces from the Critter bead box. I'm gonna pull one of each down from where I've got them sitting, so I can show them to you. Well, if I can get them to come down where I've got them hanging at. There we go. Because we had a lot of fun making these. And I wanted to, when I made them, I was sort of trying to show how you could use the same components and make 3 entirely different pair of earrings. So what we made, firstly, were these little, the little wood disc and one of the tiger's eye and one of the cream colored beads with chain to make a nice dangly earring. So that was number 1. To change things up quite a bit, hey Donna, we made one with the hoop, with the beaded hoop with the wood disc in the middle. This one is my favorite one, but then I like a hoop. So there's those. And we made a 3rd set. I had ordered some extra wood pieces, obviously. And the 3rd set is just on one of these large kidney wires with the decorated crystals. And that's number 3. So as you can see, you can make quite a bit of difference just by how you work your components. So anyway, those were on, I made those on the members live. If the members live is something you'd be interested in, it's $4.99 a month. The link to join is in the description of just about every one of my videos, so you can see those. We also made these earrings I'm wearing. This is part of my prize from Randy for the ticket drawing. Now, the only thing I don't like about these is that the little green piece is curved, which makes this piece curve back, and I'm not real happy with that, but it is what it is. Anyway, hi Dorothy. Let's get turned down. And hi Kimberly. Hey Renee. You're lurking. You just came to say hello. Okay, that works. So let's turn down and we'll get our Suncatcher finished. So I've laid her down on the mat down here. And we've got to get one of the red birds out of our package here, because it's the next thing up on our line that we hadn't got on here. Actually, we need 2 red birds when we come right down to it, when we get to the base of this. So put the red birds up here. And I have put the things we needed to finish this in this package. So we have, this is the rest of the beads for the strand. And these beads in here are for our final drop, this piece that's down here in the middle. So let's get our bead stopper off and we'll put our red bird on. Dump out the rest of these so we can get these pieces on here. Oops, there's a spacer still in there. There we go. See, when I bought these originally, they were on sale for 60 cents. I can't remember which sale it was, but it was one of the sales, and even though they were still on sale, they were $1.29, so double the price for them this time around. There's our little bottom crystal. Okay, so we want now a washer spacer and then the daisy spacer. Leaf. It's sort of bizarre to have everybody home. My daughter's walking through now. Purple, blue, little pink one, and then we have our bottom crystal. And now we have all 4 strands made. Where's my, there it is. Now I don't know why I had this jump ring because I really don't need it. So now we have all 4 strands done. We need to then gather these 4 together. And get our crimp tube on. This is our long one, which has got what the other things are going to be strung on. See, this one is a top one. These 2 are bottom, this side and that side. Okay. So, you want to try and keep your lines in the proper order when you bring them together so that you don't have one crisscrossing over the other. I have had that happen before, and I will lift these up before I crimp them to make sure that we aren't got one crisscrossing over the other one before we call it final and crimp it. Come on, you have to go through that bead crimp. Now, the kitty you probably are hearing now is not Rory. It's Winter. She is talking to my husband. Whenever he's home, she always has to have his attention. So, come here, Hook. Now, I've got them on here, and they're pretty tight, so I'm not going to worry about them slipping loose. So, now what I want to do is, well, I got to get this hook untangled here because it tangled up. I'm gonna hold it up. Now I know you guys can't see, but I'm gonna hold it up because I want to make sure that my strands are going in where I want them to, and they are not. See how this one is sort of going sideways to this one? It's twisted over. So we got to push this one over here, and we've got to make sure that when we crimp it, it stays over on that side. So this one is supposed to be up on the other side of this one, like this. So, okay, that's better. Now we'll get our wires down as tight as we can here. They won't be perfect because this is, a tight spot right here. Even though I put the little bicone in there to help, it's not going to get rid of all of the extra space. It's going to try, but it's not going to get rid of all of it. So it's pretty good right now. Let's gonna look and see if our wires are back to where they belong. They are not. This one is back being over here again. So we don't want that to do that. So we're gonna have to push that one over there. So that when we crimp it, they're in the proper spot. Okay, that looks better. Okay, what have I missed in our little conversation here? Oh, Mary's on. Hello, Mary. You're not going, oh, that's right, it's Friday. You don't come on Fridays, do you, Dorothy? So again, I'm going to check this before I do our final crimp. Make sure I've got the lines are still looking good here. They are looking pretty good. So we're going to crimp it now. This one line is up quite a bit higher than the other one. So now I've got to figure out which line that is. There we go, I think. Sort of wondering if those long ones are the ones I've been playing with to keep them in their proper spot. Yeah, it looks like it may be because now they're back out of place again. This one needs to come over here some. Sorry for bumping the camera just in. I think we've got it pretty well situated now, hopefully. That we're going to crimp. she's looking good. So now we go to our big green leaf here. Go up all of the beads. Oops, somebody didn't come all the way through. Okay, now we're going to crimp again. This is one of the hardest parts of this because it'll easily take 3, but the 4th one sometimes is not wanting to go. Now, if this was copper, we'd be fighting at 3 strands because they have a thicker wall, but usually this will take 4 without a problem. But every once in a while it decides it needs to argue with you, which is what it's doing right now, about this 4th strand. If I remember right, up above we cut this one of the strands off on the blue section because it didn't want to go in the crimp, the 4th one. And we've got the important one in, that's this one up here. So if we have to cut one of these off, we will do that too. Come on, stretch up down there. You were popped into a little hole really nicely there for a second. Of course, some of this fight could be because I pinched the end when I was pulling it through the leaf. So maybe I'll just trim it some and see if that helps with it fighting to go. Now it doesn't want to take the 3 lines. Come on, you were in there fine. There we go. Okay, rather than fight this anymore, I am going to cut this one line off right here at the leaf, and then we'll slide this down to 3. It is crimped in 1, so it's not really that big of a issue. And why are you not going down to the bottom? Bird. Okay, we're going to take this line and cut it now. Daisy spacer. Well, this one, I have a extra washer spacer, so we'll put that in here too. Now this little leaf, the last time we went and put it on a, I don't think I need that, on a little dangle here. We're not doing it this time because we're going to put our crystal on. So I have chosen, come here you. This particular crystal because it sort of looks like a flower. Well, come on, where's the end? One of those papers. There it is. Isn't it pretty? So it has a ring in it. We can put this ring on, or we can just jump ring it straight to, because I did leave. We do have the wire to go. It can go on just like so. So actually, I'm going to cut this other line here where it comes out of the bird, because we'll back up our crystal line where it, come on you. And go through the leaf as we come around from the crystal, big crystal. So here's our big crystal. We'll put our crimp on. Now we're going to leave quite a bit of space here because we want our crystal to sort of flow freely. We don't want it to be too tight. So, a little bit more than that, I think, though. Come on, you. Go through there. Hey, Anita. How are you? Do you still have your headache? I hope it's gone. Let's see. Hey, Leslie. So we're going to decide how long we want this here. And I think probably shorter than that. I think about there, though, I'm going to have to adjust where my crystal's sitting because it's, as you can see, it's sort of more on one side than the other. I'm going to get my crimping pliers out, pull this up a little bit, push you up a little bit, and crimp. Now we'll cut this extra little bit of line off. And we're done. Okay, we're in the center pretty much here. So I'm going to turn us up for a minute so we can see what it looks like all finished. I've got a crimp tube here and a few other odds and ends things that need to be put away, but that's all right. So here's what she looks like. There's our big flower-like crystal here at the bottom, our red bead. Then we have the blue in the middle, of course, and then the yellow in the middle up here. I was debating putting a couple more beads on here, and I let this go a little looser than I wanted it to be, but that's all right. I was thinking about putting the other birds down here as well as the red bird, but then decided I wouldn't have enough line. I hadn't left myself enough line to do that. So there we go. So we have all of our birds sitting in amongst our leaves and flowers here. And there we go. This one's all finished. Yay, birds. So there we go. So I'm going to just hang this up over beside me. These get so long that it's hard to take pictures of them because they're too big for a lot of the places. But so now, what do we want to do now? Because we definitely have plenty of extra time. We're only at the half hour. Well, unless I lose electricity. So, actually, there was something I was thinking of when I had my bag of goodies out yesterday that we could make. But of course, I can't remember what I was thinking of. Thank you. approximate price? Honey, that's a good question. That's a really good question. Because well, I got the price on some of the things up in here. Because the leaves themselves, the birds at $1.29 for 10 are going to be about 13 cents a piece. And let's face it, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 red birds, 5 bluebirds, and 5 yellow birds. So 19 birds times 13 cents is $2.50. Well, not quite, but close. $2.49. So and then the leaves are, I think, though these prices aren't really accurate because these are red and green, and this was the red from the red and green cell. So I actually need to see. Yeah, these were $1.81 for 10, so that's 19 cents. But I actually think the original price is a little more than that. Yeah, it's 20 cents. They were originally $2.39. I have it as 20 cents, but their little tag in here says $2.39 for 10, so that would have been 24. So I was probably averaging it out from a sell price. So and there's lots of the leaves in there. So and I doubt if the bird's real price is that low. I would have to check to see what my birds are. But let's see. 20 cents for the leaves. Then there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So just the leaves alone are $5.60. So plus the birds at what I got them for would be $2.49. So now we're at $8.09, and that doesn't count any of the flowers. Okay, I know I have another green leaf in here somewhere that I could put away, but I'm not seeing it right off the top of my head. And the flowers ranged all over the price because I know the little ones are a quarter. Here, I'll show you which ones I'm talking about. These ones right here, I know are a quarter a piece. So, and there's like quite a few of those in there as well. And I think that these little guys are about 10 or 15 cents, if I remember right. So I'd have to count them all up, but that's 1, 2, there's $1 right there, $2, $3, $4. That's just the red strand is $4 for the little ones. So, and then 1, 2, 3, 4. So there's like $8 for just the little flowers. And I hear you, Anita. Half the valley is out of electricity here. And so it could get a little bit iffy around here too, unfortunately. So I'm hoping not, but I can't guarantee that. Okay. These are about 40 cents a piece, 45. Where did I have those purple ones at? Oh, looks like they're 30 cents. Okay, so 30, 60, $1.20, 2.40. Hi, Lily. This big one down here at the bottom is $4 if I remember right. And now we've got a couple of crystals in here and a lot of spacers that I haven't counted, but let's see. Okay, now, okay, the big green leaves are about 20 or 10 cents, 10, 20, 30. I know, no fun just watching me, listening to me try and figure out price in here. So 16, 16. Okay. I might have all the beads figured out now. Close anyway. Oh, I didn't figure those. Then the ring, chain, upper ring. Stay. A rough estimate, I'm not sure it's really accurate, but a rough estimate is about 175. So anyway, so let's see, what shall we work on? Since we have plenty of time here. Hi, Mary. We just finished up our Red Bird Suncatcher. I will pull it down again so you can see. Come here, you. There is our crystal at the bottom, and there is all of the phases in the middle, from yellow at the top, bluebird in the middle, to redbird in the that we finished up with. So there she is. You think you have to move to the States? So anyway, I think it turned out quite pretty. But that estimate, that pricing is really rough. I'm not sure that's where it would stay after I actually went through everything, because I didn't really go through everything. To usually when I price things, I will write everything out as I do it, so that when it does come up, it comes up as the price it should be, as opposed to, looks like it's hanging a little crooked. Do I have one of my links off here in my chain here? Oh, I guess it's not. Just maybe it's just me. Okay. Up you go. So anyway, I was sort of digging in my package of things that we got yesterday to see if I want to do something else with the things that we got. I know I have some of these items that are in here already in my boxes, so I need to put them away. I always tell myself to put the things away so they're not, you don't have all these bags of things. There's the other green leaves. I can put those away. And of course, I don't. They sit here beside me and become a mess. But found my other green leaves. Now I can put them back in the green leaves box. What was it? It was about, what did I say, 175. And that's a rough estimate. It might go more than that by the time I got everything added up right and proper. But because, like I said, I just looked at it and went through things and went quickly, so I'm not sure that that would be what it would end up being when we're done with it. Hey, Dorothy. Oh, that happens. We finished up our Suncatcher. It's very pretty, sitting here beside us. I did a rough estimate of the price. I say rough because it really is a rough estimate. I'm not sure if that's what it's going to end up being when I do the actual actual pricing. Due to the fact that, well, I'm not sure I counted everything up when I counted it, so. Where do I typically sell anything like this? I take them to my craft shows generally. I don't think I have Well, yeah, I do have some sun catchers in my Etsy shop, but they're the usual, regular straight line ones where it's just a bead strand with crystal at the bottom. Those are the ones I originally started making. Thank you, Carolyn. Yeah, yeah, it is. And I think nearly everything on this sun catcher is check glass. I could be wrong, but most of it is. So, my little pretty. Ugh, my eyes feel wonky this morning. My glasses may need some cleaning. How many people are going to go for the Time Traveler Companion Bundle today? I don't know how many she has. I'm hoping quite a few because I suspect we're going to have a lot of people wanting those because they are so pretty. I know that I am going to try and get one. My Christmas bundle is supposed to be here tomorrow, so I'm looking forward to that. You're planning on doing it, Heather? Yeah, I am too. So I think our little birdie turned out really pretty. I do have a wider gap here than I really like, so I might end up at the very bottom where the bird is. I didn't get that leaf up really tight, so I may put a crimp cover up in there to take up some of the space. Oh, it drops at the same time you start work, Dorothy? So, hi, Elizabeth. The companion bundle, no, we won't know how much they are till they actually come up. I suspect it's not going to be a cheap one because there's that really pretty watch in there. They're usually about $45, something like that. So, but I've seen them go for as much as 50. So we'll have to see what she wants to charge for it. Yes, you can use the monthly code on the bundle, which will take off $30 if you are a subscriber. So that's very helpful. So right, 30% off if you have the code. So let's think about what we want to do here. I'm not sure. I don't really have any ideas for anything in specific right now. I wasn't expecting to be going over my hour, which is close to right now. But since Dorothy won't be on, we can do whatever we want here. But I do plan on making a leather bracelet with our these guys because it will fit on leather. So, and then I'm thinking maybe a set of earrings, maybe even a necklace. I do have enough because I will put 2 in the earrings. I'll put 2 to 3 in the bracelet and 2 to 3 in the necklace. So there is enough to do that. but we'll have to decide what other beads we want to go with it. We need to get some other large hole beads, but I do have some, so it won't be a problem. Well, hopefully. I have some yellow. I don't have orange. And I did get the blue ones in our big pack we just got. If I want to, where did I put the big pack? There it is. If we want to combine the colors, I could put the blue and the orange ones together. So let's turn down and we'll play with this a little bit. There's the mat, and I've got some of the beads out already. Let's see what we got here. Okay. Sorry, hope I didn't make anybody sick with that weird move. So I've got the blue ones out here, and I've got some orange ones, and I do have some yellow large hole beads as well, if we wanted to put yellow in between. Ooh, boy, wouldn't that make it bright? I don't know, that might be a bit much. I'll have to think about that one. But I have some big silver spacers. I think these ones have the big enough hole, yeah. And rather than put another bead in, we could just put the spacers between. Okay, where'd I put the little blue ones? Don't think these are quite, well, they got green in them too. So let's see what you guys look like. Choices, choices. I'm not sure if I have any big whole gold spacers. We'll have to check. I don't really like these. They don't really give enough. These are almost too bright, though they're pretty. These might be better if I just went straight orange and didn't put the blue in. That actually, if I'd use the yellow, it actually sort of needs the blue to tone it down just a teeny bit. So, I don't know. Hey, Georgina. Oh, no. Oh, it wasn't Cancer. That's good. Oh, what an excellent thought, Cynthia. And I have... Come here, you guys. See, what would I do without you guys? I have both gold and silver large hole crystal spacers. Whoa, look at that. Isn't that pretty? Let's get you out of there. Oops. What did I do with your bag? Oh, I just put these in it. Silly girl. Yesterday we almost lost our electricity along with the group. We had like 3 or 4 really deep flickers, if you know what I mean, where it flickers and it's off for a few seconds and you're going, uh-oh, and then all of a sudden it comes back. I was afraid we were going to lose it yesterday, but we did not. It stayed on for us, which was nice of it. But like I said, there's people all around us that have no electricity. So it's not a good thing around. It's that storm is really just that came through is really being very, very difficult. So there is this. And if we do earrings, but I'd want to incorporate the blue some. We'll have to see. The earrings might be a little more problematic. We'll see what we decide to do with the earrings. You guys get over here. But this will make a really pretty bracelet. Let's see what color we want to put it on. Nope, that's not the one I want. I want the natural brown. I may have to find my leather box. Just a second. This is Leather Cord USA leather. It's 2mm. I always roll my fingers around the edge because when you cut it, it tends to flatten it some. So then you get that little weird bubble on it. So I like the natural. It doesn't have the sheen on it, and it tends to well, it tends to knot better because it holds the knots. Not that I'm going to do a knot, but you know. So very shimmery shiny. We're going to have to get some cord ends, and probably put a lobster claw on it, though I could do but I'm not going to. So I'm going to cut about this down to about 6.5 inches because by the time I get my hardware on, it's going to add at least a 1/2 inch or longer. So maybe 6.25, just so it's not atrociously long. Oh, I forgot I had black too. Oh, and a light blue that I got the other day, which would go nicely with these guys. But what I am looking for at the present moment is I should have some cord ends behind me from one of my Auntie's Beads orders because I tend to order them every time because, hey, can't ever have too many leather cord ends. We go. Though the little suckers aren't cheap, $2.39 for a pair of them. But I love these cord ends. They are so nice. Just put your leather in them with a little bit of glue, and then you squish the middle of them, and it makes a really nice ending for your bracelets and such. So let's get the Loctite out, and we'll do our cord ends here. I always use Loctite because that's what, oops, that's a lot more than I wanted in that one, but oh well, as long as it doesn't dry up before we get a piece in here. Come on, baby. There we go. Now, when you get that on, you take this, and there's a little middle section here in this. I don't know if you can, let's see if you can see it. See right here in the middle, there's a little band. You just take your pliers and go in on that band and squish down. And then turn it and squish from the other direction. So you got an even squish. And then that really holds really, really well. So now we need to get a little Loctite in this other side. Turn and squish from the other side. Now we'll let this dry for a while. And we're going to put a lobster claw on the end there. And one other thing I'm going to do, I have to find where I've got them sitting at, is I like to take a crimp cover and pop on both sides, because what that will do is it acts like a stop bead. And I know I have some gold ones because Randy got them for me. Here they are. Yeah, we seem to be having a lot of wind all over the place. If it's not windy, it's raining, and the rain has been just horrible because it's created a lot of trees down, which has closed roadways. See, I want to get this sort of in the middle. Looks like it needs to go this way just a little bit. Guess I could get my tape measure out. I like to ride trains too, but I haven't done so in a long, long time. I'm going to have to maybe get that. I'm going to have to maybe make it a point to do so one of these days. Okay, looks like we have about 2 inches, not quite. Just straighten it so I can get a good measurement here. From here to the beads is 2. It's still longer on this side. It may have just slipped though. I'm going to go with right there. That's pretty close. So what I do is I take one of these big crimp covers. Well, I got to get hold of it. And now I'm going to push it down over the top of my leather. Slide it pretty much into place where I want it. And then I'm going to squish and finish this off, because this will now act as a stop bead, because once it's crimped up, pulled together, it will hold onto the leather right there. And it just looks like a pretty gold bead. So now we'll do the same on the other side, and that'll keep our beads from all rolling around and becoming wherever they feel like being. Now you could put a knot here if you'd like to do that instead of a crimp, one of these big crimp covers. I just like the big crimp covers. They add a little something. They look like another bead, and they stop your beads from rolling all over your arm. And I think I got it more on one side than the other. I did. See, it's a little longer on this side than this side. That's fine. We'll put the lobster claw on this side so it will take up some of that space. Could you use Loctite on a dog collar to glue rhinestones on? You could. I know that leather, like I said, Leather Cord USA suggests the Loctite to glue our cord ends on. I would think they would hold all right, unless they got a lot of rubbing on them and such. But now see, we're at 7 inches with the pieces on. I could have made it a little shorter even, but which is funny because it looks short to me. It is. Well, with the beads, it's going to be shorter, obviously. So we need to put our lobster claw on. And if we had needed to, I could have put an extender chain on too. But yes, I got this one a little bit longer than the other one. So we'll put the lobster claw on this side because that'll take up more of the room, and just put a crimp cover on this, a jump ring on that side. So those can go up there. Oh, you know what? Perfect size. Might be too big. Nope, might be perfect. Pendant. Now I just have to put it on some chain. Well, though, instead of chain, because we are going with leather, we could just put it on a leather cord. That works. That works. See how long I'd want this. I like it. So, it's going to be, so that'll match, this piece will match. This is from my guardian angel stuff, but it works perfect. And I am going to get some cord ends for this side. We'll see. Oh, Dominique came back on, huh? Don't see. Oh, there you are. Hey, Dominique, how's it going? Oops, don't follow her because I don't want glue all over my desk. Now this start of this pendant was just something I hadn't decided what I was going to do with and had just left on my desk, and then I realized that the holes were probably big enough in our beads for it to go on the Insta pendant, so it made a really cute little Insta pendant here. Which in turn matches for our bracelet. And so that's nice. So now we have a little leather necklace to go along with our bracelet that has some of our guardian angel things on it from our soft flex kit. So we still need jump rings and lobster claws for those items, but now we need to decide how we're going to make the earrings. I'm not sure if I want the orange in the middle of the earrings or if I want the blue in the middle of the earrings. We have enough of both to do it either way. Most of these have the orange in the middle, so maybe that's what I should. Well, this one has blue in the middle, so 6 of one, half a dozen of the other. Um, Now these are bigger, and I'm going to see if I can get 2 strands into one of these, and I'm not sure if I can. It'd be good if I could, because then we'd only have to have one of these. Guess I need to decide how long I want it first, and then we'll try it. I do have some double ones for silver, but I don't for gold. Guys. That's my alarm to tell me that I need to set up for my regular time slot. Okay, now I'm going to cut a second one so I do have them at the same length. Take the beads off till I get the second one on here. You like the blue in the middle? Like the necklace is done here? Yep. See how that looks. I don't want one of each because it's, well, it just... Come on, go down there. Pushed it too far over. Okay, now I have to see if I can get both of these strands in this extra big. Oops. Yep, looks like I can. I just have to work it a little bit. I don't think they're too heavy. They'll be fine. Anyway, for me, they will. These little porcelain beads are really not very heavy. So since we're putting blue in the middle, we don't need the rest of these. Need to get a couple more orange out though. If there's extras of these orange beads today, I may have to order some of them because I only have one left in the box. But then I have a whole set here made with we're going to have a whole set here made with the earrings and such. So I do need to get a touch of glue in there, and I may just drop it in the top just because we did have to work those to get it on, and I don't want to have to pull it back off. We're done with our leather. Do need 2 more of my gold. Good thing I do have 2 more. Looks like I have 4 more. Let's see about ordering some more of the gold. So this actually needs to turn this way to go on our post properly. So I'm going to... Now, I also could put some crimp covers on to pull these, to hold these in place. And then it would match the bracelet even better. But I'm going to put a touch of Loctite. Well, come on, come out. There we go. Right up here in the very top. And then we're going to do our squish of our band. Now you don't want to Hercules the band because it'll break. I have had that happen before. So there's one of our earrings done, unless I decide to put the crimp cover on so it matches even better to our bracelet. You just had dinner, now you need some coffee. Mary is in the Netherlands. Anita is in South Africa, so that's why it's their dinner time right now. If anybody didn't know that. I'm sure a lot of our group did know that, but for those who didn't. Mary says it's 1740 right now, which means they use the military clock, as we call it over here, which means it would be 5:40 for those of us who do not use military time. Now we're going to squish our ends a little bit here so we can get them pushed together to go into that crimp. twist this so it goes this direction, because when we put our ear posts on, they usually are heading this direction. Or, well, if we put an ear post, well, it could go the other way, but I'm not sure we're going to use a post. And either way, we need a jump ring either way, but let's go. Come on, baby. A little bit of glue here. Put it right up here in the top. Let it soak into the leather, and then go onto the edge of our stop there. Now we're going to squish the edges of squish the band. So turn and then turn. So our band is squished into place. And I just got a little glue on my fingers, so whoop. And there went one of my pliers down onto the ground too. Now we need to wiggle our beads a little bit, because see, this one isn't, even though this one's pretty well in place, this one is not. It's off a bit. So we want to wiggle our beads till we get them closer to being in place. They are now. Now we have a choice. We can put the crimp covers on to make sure the beads don't wiggle around, or we can leave them be and just let them go like that. So Nita is at 1840, which is 6:40 our time. That sounds like fun, Dominique, especially there on the coast. By the way, being on the coast, how are you doing? I hear that that Oregon and Washington has had a lot of flooding, and then with king tides, more floodings coming in. Are you in a safe place? You've had landslides and flooding. Oh, geez, guys. So are you in a safe place though, Dominique? You don't have to worry about having to evacuate or anything like that, hopefully. I know we're pretty safe here, though the rivers have been getting really, really high. Though our next town over, well, it's not technically the next town over, Kalispell is next. But then Libby, which is about 60 miles from us, is more or less cut off because the bridges have all washed out. It's just really, really bad over there. So hopefully you are not in one of those places that has been really bad. King tides for New Year's, so you won't be going anywhere this year. You're near the Columbia River. Okay, so you're up north. Okay. I know the Siletz River down by Lincoln City is doing a lot of flooding down there. So I wasn't sure exactly where you were. I knew you were down in there because you said you liked to go to Beluga Beads, which is in Depot Bay, for those of you who don't know. So anyway, I'm trying to decide if I want to put the crimp covers in on the earrings, because then it would match the bracelet better. And there is the ball here at the end of our necklace pendant to whoa, bad. No, don't. Not sure if I lost any of them out of there or not. Hope not. We had tree limbs fall on our house 2 nights ago. Luckily, the roof wasn't damaged, but our gutters were. Oh dear, Dominique, that's yeah. And as if the flooding wasn't bad enough, then the winds came through. We had quite a bit of wind here. It knocked down a couple panels of our wood fence. So we're going to have to be fixing wood because it snapped the middle column in half, the wood beam. So we're going to have to be replacing wood beams come summertime, spring, whenever we get some decent weather. And so anyway, if we put the crimp cover on here, it would sit about right here and look like so. Push it down on there. It would hold the beads from sliding around too much, and it would then match the bracelet, how the bracelet looks with its edges here. Beads never listen. So we have to put the final findings on everything here, but we have our necklace. And now, because we did put the blue in the middle of our necklace, these earrings do match the necklace quite nicely. I put this on the Insta pendant that I had started with my guardian angel from Softlex. So we have a combo of bargain bead box and Softlex on the necklace. Well, and Leather Cord USA, because that's where I get my leather from. And then we have our bracelet, which has the orange in the middle, but it has blue on either side here. So it's comboing up the same. If you go to, like, say right here, it's the same as the earring. And then we have the earrings, which I'm still deciding if I want to put the bead caps on. They aren't really necessary, but they would finish it off like the bracelet. So that one is Lily. Come on, go all the way on. So it would down a little bit. It's a little too high here.
Yes, I see you too. Hi.
So, Dominique, where are you exactly? Are you, when you said you were close to Beluga Beads, I thought maybe you were closer to Depot Bay, but if you're up near the Columbia River, then you must be closer to Seaside or Astoria or up that direction. Warrenton, maybe. You're close to Portland? Okay, so closer to like the Astoria region. If you have gone to Beluga Beads, have you gone to Garibaldi to Belladonna Beads? That's a really, really nice store also, and it's really quite eclectic. I think we're going to put the bead caps on, so, or the crimp tube caps on. Oop, don't want to do that. I used to live in Western Washington, and we go over to the coast just about every year in April. I don't know if we're going to this year. We'll see. Probably will. Um, I have my second knee replacement's going to happen um,
February 16th.
in the middle of February, so we'll see how I heal up. But um, I haven't been able to walk on the beach much for many years because of my knees, so that's not going to be an issue if I can't walk on the beach because, well, I haven't been able to for years. I used to, and then I started falling when we got down on the sand, so it was quite an issue for me. So there is with the bead covers on. I think I like it. I think it finishes it up really nicely. So we're going to do the same with the other one, and then all it needs is the findings on the top. If you come out, you would if I come out, you'd totally go with me to the beach. That would be cool. Yeah, I would agree, Dominique. The New Year's with the winds, the rain, the landslides, the king tides, and they are supposed to have king tides, from what I understand. And I was like, oh God, that's what those poor people need, a king tide on top of all that flooding and such. For those of you who don't know what a king tide is, it's a very, very deep tide. It comes in really rough, and Depot Bay gets pretty well slammed by them. There's videos where you can see them, the tide, the waves come right up off over the cliffs and into town. So it's pretty gnarly. It's pretty cool, but if it's not a flooding time, it's pretty cool, I should say. With the floods, the last thing they need is a king tide to go along with it. But ooh, I think I may have got that one a little high. Well, we'll see. It's all right compared to the other one, so I guess it's all right. Okay, there's the earrings all finished. Now all we need is to put findings on all of these, and we're all done. Yeah, beach sand is hard on the knees, and with my knees the way they were, it was getting to the point where I couldn't walk on the sand too well. I'd fall. And so, but we usually stay in Lincoln City at one of the hotels there, and that's right on the beach. And the last time we were there, we managed to get one of the ground floor places, which there was a balcony that I could, or a patio that I could sit on that had glass doors to the patio right near the seawall, so I could sit out, and they had chairs for us out there, so I could sit out and watch the ocean, which I love to do. You use crimping pliers to help you close crimp covers? Yeah, you can do that. I just have always used regular ones. I have used those upon occasion, but I don't all the time. So things to put away here now. And so I think this little set turned out quite pretty. Like I said, I just have to put the findings on it now, jump rings and ear wires and such. Down. One for you, one for you. So yeah, I love the ocean. I was raised in on the coast. No, not technically on the coast. I was north. I was raised in Washington, in Western Washington, along the Columbia River. So I know most of the places we're discussing over there. But looks like we've got different styles here. I'm going to have to order some more gold. These are all my golds. So let's see what we got here. I think this one's different from all the rest. As is this one, it's more squared off. I think I have some more gold ones somewhere, but I'm not sure where they're at. Those two look right. So, oh, I want to check these, make sure they're working fine. I always check my ear wires and my lobster claws because they both have little springs in them. This one's not closing right. It's closing, but see, it's not closing all the way. Its spring isn't quite good. So I think I'm going to have to order some more ear wires to put the ear wires on these earrings because I'm just about out of gold ones, and that one was not good. So we're going to have to put these up until I order some more ear wires. Though I may have some in one of my boxes that I haven't gone through yet. I have a whole bunch that I've been trying to go through, and I haven't got it all done. So these ones can get the big one before I get my lobster claw. And if you wanted to put an extender chain on, you'd put it on with this big one when you put this on. So just grab a side, any side. I was like, where did it fall to? And it went down the arm of the of the plier there. Oh yeah, but are they come on, Rose, think latch back or lever back, because that's the only type I will use unless I use the kidney wires. I don't use the hook style. I don't like them. I don't feel safe with them. I've lost too many earrings using those, even when I use the little what should I call it? The little plastic ear nuts. They still fall off. You love the blue in the middle? Yeah, it's pretty, isn't it? What time is the drop for the companion bundle? It's 2 o'clock Central Time. So that would be 3 o'clock your time, Beth, 1 o'clock my time. So for those of you who are waiting for the drop along with me, that's what time it comes on. Let's see if I can get me a lobster claw easily here. Or 2 lobster claws, and we can finish that neck bracelet off. I say easily because for those of you who have been with me for a while know I have tendonitis in my heel right now, so it's giving me all kinds of flack. And so I'm not walking very much. And so here are our lobster claws. I have lobster claws in all colors. Oh, shush yourself. We're at our 2-hour mark. This is when I normally come on. So I am going to get a couple lobster claws and check those to make sure they're working good. And we'll put those on and then we're going to go so Dorothy can come on at 10 o'clock. For those of you who have never watched Dorothy, she comes on at on DGI Designs. So if you want to go watch Dorothy, that's where you go, DGI Designs. And then after Dorothy, will come on Heather. She is TT's Trinkets and Treasures. So we have a pretty tight-knit group. I usually come on at 10 o'clock. That's what that alarm was for, was to tell me it's time to come on. But because Randy is off for a few weeks, 3 to be exact, I have moved mine up to 8 o'clock. And then I try to be off within the hour when Dorothy's going to be on. She doesn't come on Mondays and Fridays because she works at the stadium there in Florida. So there we go. Our necklace and our bracelet are finished. I'm going to see how long this ended up being with the hardware on it, because with the beads, even though it measures out to 7 inches, with the beads it's not going to be 7 inches, or it wouldn't have been 7 inches because of, like I say, the beads diameter is keeping it from being, and it's exactly 7 inches, so that's great. So, oh, but Dorothy does not come on today. That's right, it's Friday, isn't it? It's Friday, so Heather is going to be coming on. So let's go to Heather at TT's Trinkets and Treasures. We've got our set here with our necklace, our bracelet, and then our earrings, which we can't quite finish because I need to get me some more gold lever backs. But that's our set. Isn't that pretty? So we did this beautiful set, and we finished up our bird Suncatcher today. So let's turn up for just a second here. And Dorothy, like I say, is not on, but for those of you who would like to watch Dorothy on the days she is on, she's at DGI Designs. Ta-da. So there is our Suncatcher we finished off today. Wasn't that pretty? We worked on that for a couple of other hours earlier in the year before I ran out of the orange beads. And then you thought your alarm was going off for work. And so she is new to us. She's only been doing the her lives about what, Dorothy? About a month maybe. So, but she has some beautiful ideas. She's very innovative, and it's great to watch her. So definitely go watch her. My husband likes to watch her. so, so that's great. Now Heather is going to be coming on if she's not on already because we are at the hour. She comes on at hers is 3 months now. Yeah, that's great. Yeah, she should have been on about 5 minutes ago. So we need to go off so we can go watch Heather. She is at TT's Trinkets and Treasures. Anyway, ladies, it's been great having you here with me today, and we will see you Monday morning. Bye.